up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. On my face. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. How's this camera doing? How we doing? I don't want the damn camera to fall off the damn windshield. What? Anyways, what's up, y'all? It's me. We are chilling down here. I need to slow down. It says 20 miles. I was going 30. So we're down here to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and let the diva know you stopped by. Y'all, the heater is so warm on my face. My face feels like a toasted cinnamon brown sugar pastry. It feels so good on my face, y'all. And let me tell you something before we start talking about that. Let me tell you something. How the other day, I think it was Sunday night. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably saw me talk about it briefly. But I've really been into lavender lately. Really, I don't know what it is. I just been into lavender, and I really just love the relaxing properties. You know, the diva loves to be relaxed, okay? And everything, I was like, what is that noise? Everything I've been doing, like lately, I mixed lemongrass and lavender. Oh my God, it smells so good. And then just everything, like the other day, I got me some Dr. Bronner's, thanks Target, some Dr. Bronner's hemp lavender soap. Oh baby, oh my God, it smells so good. So good. And then I just been really into lavender, right? If you don't stop tailgating me, you need to stop. It is not that serious. I do not like people. Like, I be telling you, I do not like people who drive as if they are the only people on the road. I do not like the inconsiderate drivers. I don't like it. And so lavender's been my thing, right? So lavender tea, lavender, everything has been smelling so good, lavender. So I was like, you can smoke herbs. So I'm trying to think, like, can you smoke lavender? Baby, you know, I have to do my research. Girl, let me tell you something. With some dry lavender, I have some dry, make sure it's organic, and I mixed it with my flower, my other flowers, and girl, it's really relaxing. And it gives you more of like a CBD effect, right? That's what it feels like for me. So, oh my God, my face feels so warm right now. So I did me some pre-rolls. So yeah, so I've been on my lavender kick. So yeah, so lately I've been smoking cannabis with lavender, and beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So I highly recommend. So it is what it is. Okay, so let's talk about Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City was actually pretty good, but I thought y'all was saying it was 2 hours. It was a full hour. This was like actually literally a full hour. It was, you know, typically the episodes be like 40 something, 44 minutes. But this was a full hour. Mary was a trip on that episode. I was like, girl, what's up? I don't know now. You know, it's so funny because now when I look at when I'm watching Real Housewives, it's for me more like it has become like a competition show, like a Survivor or a Big Brother, right? Where you're now questioning everyone's actions. Because I was watching Meredith and Whitney sit in the front of that culinary school. Now my face is on fire. Sitting in front of that culinary school, you know, after her and Mary had that little blow up, which I thought Mary was overreacting. There were some words that Mary used that stood out to me, that made me look at her like, girl, what? But when Whitney and Meredith were in the front, I was just watching Meredith, how she was talking, and it was like, it just seemed, I don't know, that conversation just seemed so convenient. It just seemed so convenient because she was like, do you know anything about it? And then she was like, I know Mary's cousin Joel or something. And I was like, y'all, and then like the lady is like right there. Like, y'all really talking about the lady? She's right there. And my thing is, I guess they're going to bring it up at a later time, but I feel like it's a setup. I feel like it is a setup. I feel like it's a setup. And I would hate for Meredith to be in on a setup with Mary. I don't know why Whitney would set, but I'm like questioning everybody's actions. While I don't know what happened and the way that they cut it, I feel like I didn't understand why Whitney kept harping on, I'm not a little girl. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I guess Mary calls her little girl, but it was like she felt like she was being, maybe she felt like she was being talked down to. But I was like, girl, no one is calling you. I'm not a child, and all this other stuff she kept saying. I was like, girl, what? I was like, are they drunk? Like, what is happening? So I missed some editing. The editing was off for me in that scene because I was like, wait, I don't understand. Why does she keep harping on this thing that she's not a little girl? Girl, what is going on? Let me move a little bit. I'm gonna move because this car is like right here. Let me move a little bit. But yeah, I didn't get that because I was like, girl, nobody's saying what? I'm not a little girl. She's like, what? I was like, Whitney, shut up. Nobody's saying that. You need to grow up. You need to mature a little. That's what Mary told her. You're insecure. Didn't Mary call Lisa insecure too? She called her insecure too. And I watched Insecure this morning. I actually enjoyed this episode. I actually enjoyed this episode. Okay, let me get my notes. Hold on, I'm trying to watch this car that was just leaving out of the parking lot. You know, it's so crazy how women, we just really need to be aware of our surroundings and watching. We're so like aware, or you should be taught to be aware, but I be watching folks moving around, you know. Anyways, so yeah, so I didn't understand that part because I was like, okay, maybe y'all can explain it to me. But okay, so Mary is inviting everyone to have, an Italian cooking class. They show her calling Whitney. Whitney doesn't pick up her FaceTime. To that point, I figure it was unreasonable what Mary, it was very weird. I was like, girl, who the fuck? Okay. So Meredith and Jenny, what were they doing? Pedicures, manicures, pedicures at Meredith's house. And they started talking about Mary and Jen, and Mary didn't apologize for going off on me. That's another misunderstanding. I don't know. I think what it is that people, they don't know each other yet, because what happened between Mary and Jenny, I'm trying to remember, and just correct me if I'm wrong, please. But I feel like it was some conflict going on, and then Jenny yelled like, come on, let's fucking go, or something she said, or this. She cussed, right? She cussed, and Mary didn't like her cussing. She said, watch your language. But then Jenny took it as, I don't like people talking down to me. And she looked at that like somebody was talking down to her, I guess, because she told her to watch her language. You don't tell me what to do. You're not my mother. But Mary doesn't like people cursing at her. So I figured they need to sit down and have a conversation, because that was also a misunderstanding. There's a lot of communication gaps happening here. And then Meredith says she hasn't talked to Jen. She talked about Mary being guarded, and hopefully we can resolve some things in, I guess, Colorado. I don't remember where they said they were going to resolve some things. Heather goes out with her niece, who has just left the LDS, and so they're ordering wine and having a conversation. It was very interesting, their conversation. I loved how Heather describes the 4 parts of access that you can have to the next realm or whatever. And she was saying how she was in the outer darkness. Yes, the outer darkness, and that Jeffrey Dahmer would have to help her get into heaven. Because he's not. Because he's not. He's like a step ahead above her. And then above Jeffrey Dahmer was Lisa Barlow. Oh my God, that was so funny. So they basically were just saying that during the pandemic, I guess they had spent some time together, and the husband was concerned about the progression of the church and felt like what took them so long to have black leaders, what took them so long with the LGBTQ issues, we should be in front of the issues as a church. We should be, what did she say? Setting the trends, or setting the culture, or setting, whatever. So they had some questions about it, and so they left. And Heather's daughter was saying how she doesn't feel alone anymore. She can talk to her family, because apparently, you can't talk to your family. They do this isolation thing. A lot of religions do that isolation thing. You can't talk to people who are not affiliated. So crazy. So what's her name explained how she felt superior, how at her sister's wedding, she couldn't wear her undergarments. So they had spaghetti straps, so they had to make something special for her. It's a mess. That's a mess. I know they were pissed. Like, girl, just wear spaghetti straps. But it's like, and then not only, she said, I don't even think I gave my sister a gift. I probably gave her something like, hopefully this will get you back into heaven, or something. She said something stupid. Heather said. Heather is funny. Jen and Stu, they had a little scene. It's weird to listen to her have conversations, because I feel like everything she's saying, she's lying. Every single thing that comes out of Jen Shah's mouth, I'm looking at this woman like spend money on stuff that really is like, you're watching, I don't know, I'm just watching her, and now that you know what's going on with her, you see her through a different lens. I do. And I didn't like her personality before, and then now it comes across, you taking money from vulnerable people, and then you and Stu talking about, I had to sacrifice, I had to do what's right so other people, like, you're this savior, you're stealing from people. Like, oh my God. Just listening to her, and Stu has been around for the lowest points of my life, honey. Y'all not gonna be able to be in jail together. He ain't gonna be around for that low point, girl, in your memoir. And I'm so glad that I'm just trying to be the best version of me. Okay, Jen. So they get to Park City Culinary. Mary and her wig. Girl, it looks like you don't give a damn. It really looks like she doesn't give a damn. And maybe she doesn't. Like, I don't know. But the wig, I don't know. It even looks like it was cut in places, and like the short hairs are sticking out of it. And it's like, I don't understand. I don't understand the wig choice. I don't understand, like, why is it that wig? I don't get it. I'm so confused by Mary's wig. It looks disheveled. It looks like, literally, I was looking like at the part, and I was like, are those pieces of hair sticking up? Like, what's going on? And is this intentional? You want to look like the baddie old rich black lady? Is that what you want to look like? Because this is what you're giving. Like you were, I'm like, and then she was talking in that accent. I was like, shut up, Mary, please shut up. And then her voice is already scratchy too. It was hilarious. It was funny. It was funny. The accent was funny. Um, Everybody has their napkins with their names on it in Italian. Mary is, fussing over the place setting. The lady was like, do you want me to change it? She was like, it's really hard when because when people do it wrong, it just messes up the whole mood. And she was like, when you know better, you do better. Don't act like you don't know. It's like, when she said that, I was like, thank you. It's like, you know better. You know better. You know better. So why do it incorrectly? Or why do it the other way? That's like with everything. That's why I be telling people, like, you know better. Stop. Just stop. That's why people be looking at folks like they're dumb. It's because it's like, you know better. I mean, what you don't know, you don't know. But when you do know, you're supposed to do better. I felt Mary in that moment. Jen arrives on a Vespa with her Italian flag on the back. Now, if she had a better personality, some of the antics that she does would be funny. It would be endearing. But it's like, you're just being wasteful with money because it's not yours, girl. It's like, ugh. Anyway, Meredith comes through with the all black leather. So apparently these invitations went out with samples or examples of what Mary wanted you to wear. Did everyone get individualized invitations? Because they came dressed differently, but they came then. I mean, she sent Whitney a different invitation, which I thought was hilarious. I thought that was funny. I was like, that shit is funny as hell. Like, that is really a good gag. And to me, I felt like Whitney, it's too many layers to that, because I felt like, one, it's a good gag. It would be funny. But I felt like Mary did it. Her intention was to control. That's what I felt like. Her intention was to control, not to play a joke or to play a gag, right? Even Whitney was like, oh, she wanted me to come in here looking like a fool. And she was like, what, you didn't dress a part? She's like, girl, I'm not, like, that's the part. It's like, you wanted me to play along with your gag, but your gag was to have me look like a fool. And the gag is, we're not playing those games, Mary Cosby. We're not. So Meredith says she's still a little bit uneasy about, her conversation with Cameron. And, they said Cameron died in June of this year, June or July of this year. Every report that I read, nothing said what the cause of death was. So I don't know. But the man is no longer in this realm with us. That, when I heard that, everybody was in the comments, I was like, y'all lying, shut up. And then it was too many people saying it. But, sometimes a rumor can be told by many people. So I was like, let me go look. And then I went to Lisa Barlow's Twitter, and she posted a picture talking about her good friend and this and that. But her post was like recent, like maybe she just found out when I found out. Because I was like, girl, why is this post like super duper recent? I really want to go check it, but I'm not. Anyway, so Whitney, she didn't come in her mafia streetwear. And then Mary tells Meredith and Jen what she did, and they were like, it was a joke. And then Meredith goes, why did you do that? And she said she needed punishment. And I said, why was she? That was an odd choice of words. I was like, what? She needed punishment. She needed to show some respect. I was going to send her a monkey outfit, tell her to put on a monkey outfit, but that would have been mean. The fact that she just used the word punishment as if, like, I don't know. If you are friends with anyone or in relationship with anyone, like whatever the relationship is, we already talked about this the other day. Whatever the relationship is, if one person does things to you in an attempt to punish you, they are not your friend. That's why I was like, why did she say that? But we're going to leave it at that. But I felt like Mary is attempting to control Whitney, and she feels like she can control her. And Whitney does give you, she gives you, this is a bitch I might be able to control. Just because, and I'm not saying anything to Whitney, but the way that Whitney talks, you know, the way that she was reading the text, she comes off as a girl that might be easily spun around, wound up. You know what I'm saying? But you got to think about it. This is the same girl who left the Mormon church, or she was kicked out. Probably wouldn't have left if she wasn't kicked out. But she did things that she knew was against her church, and it got her excommunicated. So Whitney does have a mind. She might act like or appear to be ditzy and a little airy and a good time girl or whatever. I don't think she's one that could be easily manipulated and controlled. And I think Mary has a problem with that. Just the way that she was talking about, it's something else that she said, and it stood out to me. Anyways, Whitney and Heather, bad weather, show up, right? So they're on the way there. Before they get there, they're on the way there. And so she was mad because she was like, girl, look at my invitation. She was like, she sent you a whole different invitation with a whole outfit on. That was really funny to me, but it's just her intention it didn't make it funny. And it didn't make it funny, and Whitney didn't like it at all. Why is she doing this to me, is what she said. So when she shows up, she goes, where's the mafia? You skipped the point. I told her what to wear. You skipped my joke. She said, you wanted me to wear a costume coming in looking like a fool. I'm not going to play those games with you. Whether you think you God or not, I'm not playing those games. Now, when you look at me and see the God in me, maybe you can realize this God don't play that game. And I see right through your shenanigans. Bitch, the fuck? I think that's what it is. What do y'all think? Am I reading too deep into it? Did I smoke too much this morning? Like, what's up? That's how I feel. I was like, Mary, what? Girl, you shut up. You're trying to control Whitney. Whitney gives you controllable. And Whitney like was slick falling into that shit. Because when she talked to Meredith, she said, I guess because her congregation feels like she's God, and I'm supposed to fall in line because she comes in with the Spirit of God. And because she feels this God complex, that people are supposed to fall in line with what she says. Don't question her. When she says something, believe her. Right? That's her thing. Right? And now this girl's not doing what she told her to do because she felt she needed punishment. Mary, girl, what? Okay. If somebody had their rose-colored, naive goggles on, Mary could fuck with somebody. Because, like, I was listening to Whitney. I was like, Whitney, she almost got you in that shit. Be careful. They told your asses to be careful. Remember, I was down here, my eyes all going in circles like the damn Twilight Zone. I like Mary, right? Somebody said, don't get hypnotized, Erica, because she could do it to you. And I'm looking at her like, girl, you want to control people. And you want people to not question you because you have a God complex. Okay, that's fine, but people are not going to. People are aware, more aware than you think. And Whitney doesn't look like she might be as aware, but I think Whitney had to really come to the conclusion, like, girl, what's up? The gloves are off, Mary, she told her. Anyways, Lisa shows up. Lisa would look real cute with her red hat and her Gucci pants on. Were those Gucci pants? Look like Gucci pants she had on. She looked really, 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 really cute. That was like, yes, Lisa, push through, bitch. She looked really cute. Mary had the aprons and Louis Vuitton bags. They thought they had Louis Vuitton aprons. She was like, why would I buy them that? Why would they don't even cook? Like that, like, it's funny because Mary is on some just common sense type of energy. Like, girl, that doesn't even make sense. Just like with the table setting. If you know how to do it, why don't you do it right? You already know that this fork don't go here like that. That's why I felt her. Like, why would you do it wrong when you know how to do it right? It's like, that's lazy. That to me is laziness. That's just laziness to me. Anyway. It is. It is. So Jen asked Mary, did you invite Jenny? She said no. I said, come on, bitch. Period. And I don't have to invite everybody. Didn't Meredith just say at that table, we don't have to invite everybody to everything. It's the host's choice. And we don't have to invite everybody to everything. And I agree with that. I wish they would do that more. Anyways, Jenny, they cut to Jenny. And she is okay, I'm checking my time. We cut to Jenny, and she says that Mary is shitty and she's not elegant. So we'll see that. We'll see how that works out. So they say a prayer. Mary, she takes a dig at Whitney about not calling her back to come to the event. And Whitney says she was doing FaceTime. She was doing carpool, so she can't do FaceTime. Which doesn't, but see, this is what I said. It doesn't make sense. And then Mary goes, you were unavailable 24 hours. But Whitney says, I called her 2 hours later and she didn't answer the phone. So she was mad you didn't pick up the FaceTime. Control. You were mad she didn't pick up the FaceTime. When she called you back, that wasn't when you wanted to talk to her, so you didn't pick up the phone at all. She called you back. But you told everybody in the interview, are you carpooling for 24 hours? That to me would imply that she didn't call you at all. But she's telling us she called you 2 hours later. So it's just a matter of who you believe, because they're telling two different stories. It's just a matter of who you believe. Jen wants to know how was the event. And well, listen, let me go back to Mary real quick. She really just needs to communicate that her feelings are hurt, that she didn't call. But it's not that her feelings were hurt. It's more so I wasn't able to control you, so now I'm mad at you and you need punishment. And you're not falling in line. And then she's like, Mary Cosby, I love you. I love you. Well, act like it. And it's weird. That was weird. I was like, okay. I feel like Whitney was drunk. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Sorry I missed the event. That's what Whitney says to Lisa. So Mary goes, girl, I'm used to not being invited. Don't worry about it. I'm used to it now, whatever. And then Jen goes, well, I wasn't invited either, Mary, so it's okay. So then, of course, Lisa starts getting flustered, right? Lisa has to figure out, what is she going to do? Is she going to start crying, or is she going to raise her voice so she can deflect and make it completely about something else? She kept making it about her children. It was my children. It was my children. Jen was incredibly rational and said, all you got to do, I'm telling you, my feelings were hurt, especially after you said what you said about the way that you made it seem that Whitney was like going behind my back doing something. I just felt what you did was disingenuous. I was like, come on, push through, logic. Finally, can we get this, Jen? She was like, and all you got to do is apologize and mean it. And then her apology was weak as hell, and it was very like aggressive. But Lisa, she backs people off of her by creating like confusion. That's how she backs people off her. We're not talking about your kids. We're talking about what you said to me about Whitney. And then you went and invited Whitney and didn't invite me. So it looks crazy. I don't give a damn if it was Jack Daniels and whoever else was throwing a party. It doesn't matter. What matters is what you did and how you moved. It looked a little disingenuous. I couldn't even argue with her. I was like, she's right. She's right. This was about my kids. My kids did this. And then, bitch, when Heather said, well, what did you do to, what's the name? Jack and Henry. What did you do to Jack and Henry for you not to get an invite? Right. Like you trying to put it on the kids. All you got to do is say, I didn't want to invite you. Just say that. We wanted to keep it small. Just say that. But the action of inviting Whitney looks weird. That's what it looks weird. Meredith, and then Meredith mentioned, not Meredith, Jen mentions the thing with the guy with the product. What did we say? I think a couple of y'all said that he probably bought the product and posted it as if she gave it to him. And he bought the products. She knew not to do business with him based on his experience or Jen's experience with him. And she was like, no, we're not doing business with him. But if he wants to buy some shit, he's more than welcome to buy some shit. And apparently he bought some shit and then he posted it. And it made it seem like that he had given her or she had given him some stuff. And so she cleared it up. And then Lisa was like, oh, thanks for her making it clear. Thanks. Girl, yeah. Because you knew what you was trying to do. Lisa is really trying to produce the show. She's really trying to produce the show with keeping shit stirred up. Because you started that shit with Mary and Cameron and Meredith, right? Because it sparked something in Meredith. Now you started some shit between Whitney and Jen. It's like you starting little fires everywhere. She is. Were your feelings hurt? Why did you ask her where her feelings hurt? And then Whitney, right? Like, call it out. Why were you trying to plant a seed? That's what you was trying to do. What you was trying to do was trying to make it seem like I was going against Jen so Jen could have a problem with me. But Jen was like, and I meant to ask you about that, the guy with the thing. I love that she was just like, girl, but I mean to ask you about that. She wasn't all hostile and crazy and out of control. She hadn't had enough drink yet, I guess. Girl, Lisa, I see you, Lisa. I see you, Lisa Barlow. Meredith said you ain't got to invite everybody. It's up to the host. It was a way to extend an olive branch to you is the reason why you were invited to the Fresh Wolf event. Lisa apologizes to Jen. I didn't really care for her apology. And then in the middle of that, what's the lady's name? Mary wants to make a toast and a salute to listening and accepting. And then Heather said something about her, we're going to have to watch out for Jenny and Mary. And Mary's like, you ain't got to watch out for nothing. I can make my own observations for stuff. And I'm with Mary like that. Like, don't project some shit onto me. Like, don't do that. Like, if you think that I have a problem with Jenny, ask me. Don't be like, oh, that, we got to watch out for Jenny and Mary. Don't do that. Didn't nobody say anybody had a problem with anybody. Y'all doing all that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm with Mary on that. And she says, well, I just wanted to know, Jen, I wanted to tell Jen how you felt about Jenny. No, that's what, Mary asked Jen how she felt about Jenny. Like, what do you feel about her? And Jen says something. I don't know what happened. It was a lot of confusion because Jen said something about Mary turning on Whitney, or, her focus was on Whitney. And I've been in Whitney's shoes before. If I'm not mistaken, last season, you had a target on Mary's back. Mary didn't have no target on you. She just said you smell like a hospital. Oh, and that you was a hoodlum. Did she say you was a hoodlum? Remember you said you was trying to get her to hang out with the thugs at 7-Eleven just because she's black? Jen, I'm never going to forget that. I'm never going to forget that. She said, I don't need shit explained for me. That's it. Don't talk for me. I was just trying to explain that, what Jen did. You don't have to explain nothing. I'm talking to Jen right now. Let me talk to her. And while you talking, be quiet. Be quiet. Let her talk. I was with Mary, like, girl, why do you keep talking? Well, I was just trying to explain. That's why I think Whitney was drunk. I was just trying to explain. You don't need to explain nothing. I'm asking her right here. This is Jen Shaw right here. Let me ask her. Let me hear it from her. You talking. You act like a child. Don't talk to me like I'm a child. Don't talk to me like I'm a child. I'm here to aim for understanding. If you're taking it as a child, that's on you. You're too insecure. You need to grow up, little girl. Mary's eyes started twitching, baby. I said, don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. Don't you raise your... And she doesn't raise her voice at people. That's what she said. Don't raise your voice at me. There's some parameters and rules and boundaries that, Mary has about the way that people engage with her. But at the same time, she wants to control people. And it's just like, girl, you can set boundaries. You can say, don't yell at me. I don't like to be yelled at. Perfect. But you're not going to be like, oh, you need some punishment because you didn't answer the phone when I called you. And when you called me 2 hours later, I didn't pick up the phone. And I'm going to tell everybody that What, did it take you 24 hours to carpool? Oh, Whitney says, I had your back. I love you. And then she says, act like it. Whitney goes and she reads Mary's text. Honey, that was worse than Portia. And remember Portia and Nini's text when they was talking about each other's bodies? And girl, I know you ain't talking about my body. Remember when Portia was pregnant? She told her that what was Nini telling Portia? A bunch of shit. Honey, it was nothing compared to Mary. Mary told Whitney she looked older than her. You might be younger than me, but you damn sure look older than me. She told her, I have not gotten any surgery. You have to get boobs. You have to get this. Baby, when was this? I need to know when this was. Was this just in after this FaceTime thing? That's a lot. That was too much. Y'all too, I don't know. It is because y'all not real friends. So it's like you feel like you can talk to people any kind of way. I don't know. I just feel like you don't talk to your friends like that. You get into arguments, you might get into disagreements, but it's like you just don't go below the belt. Like, I feel like that's why you know that none of these women are friends, because how fast they can go, they could take it to the floor. How fast they take it to the floor, it shows that you have no emotional connection to that person. So you could just really tear them down real quick and just say whatever the fuck you want to say, but then turn around and act like they're supposed to respect you. I don't know how it works. Meredith mentions Cameron. She knows Cameron's story. They talked about people wishing them the best of luck and to be careful and just don't make her mad. That's what her cousin Noelle said. She holds the spirit of God, and so I guess she figured I'll take it. So they come back to the table. Mary's upset because Meredith didn't take her side, and she was like, well, I was trying to help you out, and you weren't receptive to me. Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't. And then she immediately gives her a hug. That was weird as hell. I was like, okay, girl, what the hell? Meredith, and that's what Lisa said. She was like, when did Meredith become the Mary whisperer? I know that's right, because I was like, girl, what? Because Mary was like, oh, you did? You was trying to talk to me? I'm sorry. I was like, okay. Don't scream at me. You're supposed to, do you care about me, Mary? Are we friends? And then when Mary said, I don't think we're friends, I was like, damn, Mary, that was fucked up. I thought that was really messed up. But Whitney, after you get text messages like that, what do you expect? That's the part. That's the reason why people feel like there's a gap to get in there to fuck with your brain. Because it's like, she talks to you like that. What do you expect her to say? She doesn't think of you as a friend. She doesn't. And it's unfortunate, because I was like, damn, that's fucked up. And she was like, okay, Mary, the gloves are off. So that was it. So they getting ready to go to Vail, Colorado, baby. They getting on the bus. Everybody's getting their stuff up. Jen Shaw gets a call. The Dookie Braids made an appearance, girl. She gets a call. She's like, what? I need to come home or something like that. So I don't know who was on the phone. They didn't put a thing on the bottom. I don't know if it was law enforcement telling her, just say that this is what you have to do, because when they showed up, they were like, we just want to make sure she's okay. So I don't know if they told her to say that, and they was on the phone like, you need to get to your home right now. You are being arrested. I don't know what happened. But she comes back and she says that Sharif is having internal bleeding, so she needs to go. So everybody's like, oh my God, no, what? We're praying for you. Oh my God, oh my God. And then all of a sudden you start seeing cops coming through the through the bus windows. You could see them all walking around. And they were like, what is that? What are these letters? They was like, what is it? What are the cops? And somebody, I guess a cop, looked in the van and was like, hi, how are you? And then they were like, girl, what's the cops doing here for? Is this a prank? Did Jen prank us? Oh yeah, Jen had asked Whitney to turn her mic off. Jen seemed really calm. Like I said, I don't know who was on the other line or what they said to her, because I was like, I was looking at her, I was like, she seems really calm, like really calm. So I don't know if they were like, tell her this to get her to come home so she doesn't run, right? So maybe call her and tell her. I don't know what, that was really weird, because she seemed really, really calm. Too calm for your husband is internally bleeding, the one who almost left you because you act like a damn fool. But I don't know. That was really weird. So they were like, what's going on? What's going on? And then Heather, she gets up and she was like, what is this? She was like, they got guns. She was like, what is this? She said, so, talking about, what is this? What are the po-po doing here? The po-po, girl. What are the po-po doing here? I said, no, Heather, don't ever say that. Then she was like, I'm already scared of the cops. But this had to make me pause, honey, because y'all got guns and everything. Like, what's going on? And then they started asking for Jen Shah. I thought it was weird, but then I felt like the way that they were asking, they were like, well, what did she say? Heather was like, well, she said she was going at her husband and she was she was cooperative. Okay, you heard me? She was so cooperative. She wants to get to the bottom of this. Daphne wants to get to the bottom of this, okay? She was like, should I call Jen? Lisa was like, I don't think so. I don't think you should do that, girl. I don't think you should do that. Should we wait? The producers was like, oh, y'all don't want to go? Well, this was before the cops showed up. The producers like, y'all don't want to go? And they were like, Jen says she'll meet us. That's why I was like, what is she telling them that for or whatever? Maybe they were like, keep calm, keep cool, don't make a fuss, get home right now. I don't know. I could only imagine. We just wanted to make sure she was okay. I was like, what? So, of course, Whitney thought it was like, it's Jen? Is this a scheme that Todd set up to come with us with the bullshit? What's going on? Is this a prank? She's so... Everybody is a suspect to Whitney Rose, honey. Everybody. And that was it. It said to be continued. I can't wait to see when Whitney gets the alert on her Google alerts. When it said that Jen been charged. Baby, they were like, maybe she's on the run. And he was like, oh, this is not about Sheree. Whitney was like, it's not, girl. Because she asked me to turn her mic off. It was something else. It's something else. Now Lisa going through her head like, bitch, I done aligned myself with you. I'm trying to be cool with you. I can't wait until Jenny asks Lisa, what kind of dealings did you have with Jen? I can't wait. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.